Look at it. Hello and welcome to a new series that I'm going to be doing on YouTube here on BeamNG of all things. I've been playing Beam for a few years now, and it's one of those games you can mess about with it forever. There's so many things you can do with the cars and with the circuits, and you can get quite bored of it quite quickly. So I thought I'm going to try and do something with it. I'm going to do a hot lap challenge. So we're going to be going around the Hirochi raceway on the short race circuit, as you can see in the bottom left. And I'm going to be doing 3 variations of each car. I think, judging on my list that I've got over here, I've got about 10, 11 maybe different cars. And it's going to be a good bit of fun to do. So we're going to have hot laps in each one. And I'm only going to be happy with... I'm only going to finish it when I'm happy with the hot lap that I've done. So if there's been a slide or a mistake or a spin, and I think I've not got the most out of the car, then I'm going to give up from there. But we're going to do 3 cars... three cars per video. You can tell I've not rehearsed this, can't you? 1 car per video, 3 variations of each car, and we're going to go from there. So we're starting with the flagship of the game, really, the 800 series ETK, the 854T. This is the very base car that you can get. It's got 180 brake horsepower, and it's a little 4-cylinder engine. And I'm excited to see how we get on, because I've driven some of these cars before, and especially the second version of this car that we're going to be driving, the 856TD, the turbo diesel automatic. I tried recording this series previously, and the frame rate was just unwatchable. So hopefully this one's better, and we get through this one. But let's take out the little 854T, shall we? So we're on the grid ready then. If you've never seen this circuit before, you might be quite pleasantly surprised. It's quite a good one. Going to turn the traction control off. This will be a nice little sort of guide into what this circuit is all about. This is the short circuit that we're running. So this, usually where it's a chicane, is just a right-hander. We're going wide through there as well, which is always nice. This corner I can never get right as well. Long, late apex right-hander. And then we'll go straight into a chicane here. It just creeps up on you. It really does creep up on you. Seems that this car's got enough power to kick the rear out. Clutch on the upshift, not on the downshift, so I'm just blipping the throttle. Oh, okay, I've clipped... I hit the camera button by mistake. Well, that's that done with. Let's try it again. Okay, so take 2 now with the traction control off. Should be a bit of a better start. No such bog down this time. But yeah, I've been playing BeamNG for years, and it's a lot of fun. Really is a lot of fun. You can do a lot with it, but it just takes up a lot of time. It's quite CPU intensive because of the physics involved and all of the damage and the cars and so on. Each body part, it's basically what's known as a soft body physics simulator. So every part sort of crumples and moves around. They all have their own physics, basically. Wow, I'm going to have to be careful of that corner with cars with more power. But I've got quite an extensive list of cars that I want to try out. There's a lot of cars in this game I've not driven. There's a shed load of cones gone. Get in gear, Chaz, into the final corner. Horrible corner to get right. Oh, overcorrected it. And into the wall. That's something broke on the right rear. It's a tricky little circuit though, isn't it? Very tricky little circuit. Let's give it another go. It's enjoyable though, that's the thing. I'll keep giving it a go. Let's not hit the brake. Let's hit the clutch, Chaz. One thing that's easy to forget as well when you're driving a car like this is that it's a road car, not a race car, so the steering lock is very different. The brakes are very different. Just the way it behaves and body roll and so on is very different. but it's fun. They're all very drivable cars. Very drivable indeed. There's that slide again. Now when you know it's coming, it's great because you can react to it. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, Beam's been around for quite a while. I've seen quite a few people do different things with it, but I don't think I've necessarily seen anybody do something quite like this. Not in this way, anyway. That was very wide around there. But I'd say that's a nice little marker. What have we got? To the line. It's a 118.030. Now what it tends to do is put the registrations of the cars in. And, fun little fact as well, you can continue in free roam afterwards by just clicking this button, so then you can just launch it at the scenery and have an incident. So we're going to then jump into the next car, which is the ETK 800 Series 856 TD, which is the turbo diesel version with 256 brake horsepower, so another 76 brake on top of this. Let's see how we get on in this one. So this is the ETK 800 Series 856 TD. Interesting thing to note about this one is it's the automatic version that I'm going to be driving, so it's going to maybe catch me out here and there. We'll have to see, won't we? But it sounds quite good for a diesel, to be honest. So we'll jump in and see what it's got. Not a bad launch off the line. Turn the traction control off. This car was honestly the biggest pig to drive last time I tried to do this whole hot lap challenge thing. I was on a different circuit though, so I've never driven this car or any of these cars around this track before. I've driven it in one of the race cars, but that car is not on the list for this challenge or hot lap series, and there you go. Look at it. It's just on the brakes. It's so hard to get this car right. Just wants to wobble away. The menu has a bit of a panic attack. Let's give it another go. No traction control, but that helps with a better start. Limit of adhesion around there. Turn, you bag of shit. That 256 brake certainly does help that rear end come around. Whoa. It's really not a power circuit, this one. There's no real place to use a lot of power. It's all about handling around this one. I'm gonna be doing a circuit maybe in a similar or separate series where you can really open the taps on some of the cars. Let's try not to do that every time, shall we, Chaz? That's going to be a sketchy way in on the brakes. I've actually completed a lap in this car, which I'm amazed at. Oh, don't jinx it. 118.030 to beat. It's a 116.3. I think we can go one better than that, you know. I think we can go better than that. Let's give it another try. I can't even remember the time I'm trying to beat, but that's gone. Oh. 116.3, wasn't it? Yeah, let's just stop. Let's try that again. May not be as fast as a lot of the other things that we're going to be driving in this list, but oh god, those cones certainly do make a bad noise. Whoa, whoa, hey up. Oh, that's a bad noise. Big hit into the wall. I told you, it was an absolute jinx that first time round I got this. Well, not first time round, but one of the first times round I got this car around the lap. Last time I tried it, it was an absolute nightmare. I was actually driving looking at my left screen there, which is showing the recording on OBS. A little bit of snap corrective oversteer there. Oh, that's a bad line into there. You want a car that's stable on the brakes for that bit. It's a long old braking zone. Oh, that's sideways. Clip the grass a little bit there as well. Let's try and get out of here without a big slide this time. Ugh. It's sort of held off. The traction control is off. Big drifteroo. I kept my arms crossed there. That could have hurt, but it didn't. Oh, why did it change up there? That was a humongous loss of pace, but it's a 1:15.9. That's about as good as I reckon we're going to get out of that car. What do you think? Hey? What do you reckon? Should we try the fast one? The TT Sport Plus. So this is the top of the pile 800 series ETK. This is the TT Sport Plus. A manual car with 333 brake horsepower, 6-cylinder engine. Makes a good noise. It's basically a BMW M140i. Let's see what this thing can do, shall we? Just turn traction control off and shift it up way too late to second gear. But it's four-wheel drive, this car, so it's got some good grunt. Good punch out the corners, but it can be a bit of a pig in certain areas. And it's not really got a rev limiter, it just sort of sits there. Handles so much nicer than the diesel one though, because I know what gear it's going to be in and what it's going to be doing. Get away from that grass. You're only ever really in second and third around this track. It's got 1:15.975 to beat. Maybe a bit of a harsh change down there. Yep, more cones. Final corner. Oh, big understeer wide. To the line. 1:11.887. That was a pretty tidy lap as well. It's just going to understeer wide into the wall. Or is it? No, it bloody makes it around the corner. Let's see what we can do. Oh, Jesus. I thought there was a lot more space before that corner. And that's the end of that. So that was the ETK 800 series then. Pretty good car as well, the TT Sport. Good time in the end. Going fastest. But what we'll do is next we're going to go to the Ibishu 200BX, which is basically a Nissan 200SX. 3 variations of that will be in the next video. But thank you very much for watching. And from me and what's left of the ETK 800 series, I'll see you next time.